Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In our today's mission, we are not going to do a lot of science. Today, our goal is to do a test bed. In a couple of missions, we've unlocked a lot of interstellar technology, and we're going to test it and see how it works, which problems we might face, and which limiting factors are there. So, we are launching our craft, and I'll see you when we are closer to the orbit. And here is our craft in all its glory. We got one antimatter reactor, a generator, apparently empty fuel tanks, some radiators, and DT fusion drive. So let's see what we can do with it. Our closest and one of the easiest goals is probably Moho. Well, it's not easiest because we need a lot of delta V to get into its orbit, but according to Kerbal Space Engineer, we have approximately 9.5 thousand meters in our fusion drive, so let's see how that works. We also have an antimatter collector, but for some reason it doesn't want to work. Probably because there is not much antimatter in the sphere of influence of Kerbin. So here is our maneuver that will get us encounter with Moho. Let's orient proper way and time warp to it. So let's spend our fuel from the ascent stage and let's see how it works with the fusion drive. Well, it does work because we have receiver for microwave power from the orbiting station, but as soon as we run out, of course we lose all the thrust. And because we don't have antimatter, our reactor doesn't work. So let's see if we can do it with the microwave power. Let's orient our station in the direction of our craft. Just like that. Now let's check back with our craft, orient it so that our receiver faces the station, get the megajoules, and let's raise our periapsis a little bit, because our first part of the maneuver lowered our periapsis inside the Kerbin's atmosphere, and that's not a great thing to do. So we can do that. And now we continue with our burn. Also note that the station is ahead of us and we can actually burn continuously because we have enough power. Okay, let's do this tiny correction so that we have actual encounter. And as we can see, we are not using a lot of tritium and deuterium, so we don't need that much for our trip. In the future we can keep that in mind, and we would need more fuel to get more delta V. The tritium is obviously not a limiting factor, and if we can do the proper microwave transmission network, we will probably have no issues. Even without generator on board, we only need a way to get power across the cosmos. That is a good thing to know. So here we are, approaching our course correction for Moho. We want to lower our periapsis. And after that I'm going to cut part of the video and I'll see you when we get closer to Moho. Alright, we are in the sphere of influence of this little planet, and let's see if we can circularize. I'm pretty sure that we can't, because we are traveling at more than 6 kilometers and we have only 7.7 kilometers per second of delta V, and that is not enough. So again, let's switch to our station and let's orient it the way so that it faces Moho and our craft. Let's go back to our craft and wait a little bit until the station can actually transmit some power to us. And let's try the circularization. No, it doesn't look like it will work for us in this craft. So let's quick load and let's think about how we can get our brave Kerbonauts home. Let's do all the science that we can, and let's time warp out of the sphere of influence of Moho and into interplanetary space. So now we are at the periapsis of our orbit. Let's burn prograde, not retrograde, to raise our apoapsis, to make sure that we intersect the Kerbin's orbit. That is okay. Now let's move to apoapsis and raise our periapsis a little bit. Maybe it will help us to get encounter. Let's see. Well, there's definitely something, but we are not going to get the encounter that way. We're going to just spend a lot of delta V. Let's raise our periapsis a little bit more. No. So let's see, in the future, 2 orbits ahead of us, we will have a close encounter with Kerbin. And we can do this maneuver, because we have a lot of delta V. We can do that and get closer and get captured. So I'm going to time warp to the maneuver and I'll see you when we are there. So here we are, close to the maneuver, and we're going to execute it via a couple of burns, because we can't get continuous megajoules from Kerbin right now. We'll have to do the burn, orient to the station, get megajoules, orient back, and repeat until we're done with the burn. So I'll see you when we are closer to Kerbin after we're done this burn. And here we are, doing the course correction for our encounter to make sure that we get close and low periapsis around the Kerbin and can get back home. So let's time warp to it and let's execute it. Alright, maneuver is almost done, just a tiny correction required. And it is good enough for me. We can change our periapsis on our approach without much of a difficulty. This is exactly what we're going to do right now. So let's change our periapsis to approximately 30,000 meters. Like that. Now let's create a maneuver node close to Kerbin and time warp to it. Great. All we have to do now is ditch everything that we don't need, inflate our heat shield, and enjoy the show of Reentry. And while our craft is re-entering the atmosphere, let's see what we learned from this mission. We learned that fusion drives are pretty viable, they produce a lot of thrust, they have a very good specific impulse, and we can use them for interplanetary travel. However, we also require either good power transmission, or we need to take reactor along with us. So we need to either create a network of satellites across the Kerbal system, which will transmit the power from Kerbal to outside planets, or we need to create a really big spacecraft. And we are going to decide on that on the next episodes. For now, thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike and comment this video in the section below. My name is Darlock, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.